Right, hello everyone, this is ProductShard, and today we're going to be going over the M27 assault rifle. Got it to max level, max prestige for the gun, and we'll be going over my favourite classes and how to use it, and like the different ways to use it in different types of game modes. The M27 is, I think it's the 5th assault rifle that you ever unlock, and it is probably one of the most accurate. It has a decent fire rate, but it's not like madly high or madly slow. So it's a very in-between weapon. Probably the most medium weapon is like the MTAR, but this, the M27 is just a little bit more accurate and does a little bit less damage, so takes a few more shots to kill, but it is a very, very reliable weapon, and you will be able to do very well with it, no matter what the game, no matter how you use it. It is just very reliable, and will always act the same way in every situation, so you can get used to it very, very quickly. And use it all the time, basically. And using the class that I will suggest, it is good at like every point. But we'll get on to the first class. Now, this is how I would always suggest to use the M27. This is how I use it in every game mode, apart from maybe a change of a few perks. But overall, it is just generally the M27. It doesn't really matter the attachments you put on it. It is like a 4-shot kill, so you do want to be able to like hit the shots that you're taking. And the iron sights is, like, for me, they're actually perfect. There's no need for an actual sight, so I would always suggest not wasting an attachment on that. But how I would use it is the suppressor and this stock, and then having enough points to put in all your perks, a lethal, a tactical, and a secondary. Generally put a pistol with akimbo on, but we'll get to that later. The suppressor is, the M27 does like low damage for an assault rifle. It's a 4-shot kill, and with the suppressor it can take it up to a 5-shot kill at very long ranges, but you don't really need to worry about that because it is so accurate. And if you aim at someone, all the bullets will hit them. You know, you're like not going to miss unless it's you that misses. Rather than the gun, the recoil is not going to take it away from anything. The stock just means you can move around quicker, which is great when you're on like high-paced game modes with lots of people and you're trying to deal with more than one guy at once, maybe. This just helps you move around and always stay aimed down sight, because the hipfire isn't brilliant because of that like kind of slow fire rate, where it's not quick anyway. The hipfire doesn't kill particularly quickly, so you always want to be like aiming down sight as much as possible. That's just something I would suggest, and the stock allows you to do that. That's why I have the pistols on there, because at this close range, it isn't very accurate, like with the hipfire. So I would always suggest having pistols on there, akimbo, for when you run into a building or when you're kind of in a close quarter situation where you're going to need to spray them down quickly, rather than waiting for all those bullets to come out the M27 and just hope that they hit enough. Having the like fast-paced pistols and just being able to spray off as many bullets as needs be to kill them quickly is very useful and will save you in many, many situations. Now, because of the reliability of the M27, you'll be using it on basically every game mode, so if you are in an objective game mode, the perks I would suggest is having the flak jacket, toughness and dexterity. Flak jacket will just save you like tenfold when you're in objectives and trying to defend points. Then toughness just means you're even more accurate with this gun, and you can kill people. Like if you come up against a sniper and you see them first, you're gonna have a pretty good chance of killing them before they even see you. And if they do see you and they get a hit marker, you're still going to kill them if you do have toughness on, because your like recoil isn't going to go up above their face and just not hit them at all. And dexterity means you can move about a lot quicker, and goes well with the stock to just speed up your gameplay, and you become a lot faster and can run at objectives and take them pretty quickly, rather than kind of walking every few steps and checking if anyone's there. You can just run in and check all the corners quickly, and you don't have to wait for the hipfire to come up. And it will just save you in a lot of situations. But if you do have another perk 3 that you want, dexterity I just basically use all the time. because I'm so used to using shotguns, and when I do come up against someone and just hold down the right trigger and try and hip fire them, if it doesn't suddenly come up and start shooting, I get really annoyed, so I use it all the time. And then for equipment, C4 I use all the time. This is especially for objectives. It will help you kill people when they're in cover, and like you don't have enough shots to kill them either through the cover or they're just staying there. And then the tactical doesn't really matter, I just have trophy systems on there because I like to put them on flags and watch people get annoyed that their C4 isn't killing anybody. Now, the only time I ever actually changed this class was because there were a few games where I didn't want to use the suppressor, and I was just trying to like attract people towards me, because sometimes when you're playing S&D and you're using a suppressor, you kind of have to find people, whereas if you don't, they all run towards you. So if you don't like using the suppressor and you don't want to use it at all, then the only other thing I would suggest is don't bother with like sights and stuff. They're not needed. All the other stuff to do with magazine size and that isn't needed. The laser sight, you should have pistols, so the laser sight shouldn't really come in helpful. And the only other thing I would put on is the FMJ, because for some reason when using this you kind of notice that you're shooting through walls a lot, and having the shots to kill go up from like 4 or 5 through a wall to like 10, you see a massive difference when you put FMJ on. Well, you won't like notice it because they'll just die. But if you do compare it from before and after, like putting a suppressor on to like FMJ, and shooting people when they're behind cover, just shooting through the cover instead, you will actually get quite a few more kills, and it is kind of useful. So that is the only other thing I would put on other than the suppressor. But this gun is so average that all aspects of it, actually just, you can use it with no attachments and like just the 3 perks and stuff, and you'll probably do really well anyway. So the attachments that I've suggested are just my favourite to my playstyle. It'll get you moving really quick. You may not be like getting massive kill streaks because it's more of an objective class, but you will be able to defend objectives fine and take people up like round corners and stuff, and that'll be fine. But it is purely up to you. It is however you play. Even if you normally use SMGs, you can generally use the M27 as an SMG, using the stock and the dexterity, and you could put like quick draw on it instead. Get that speeding up and use it like that. That may help you in your like style. Whereas if you like to play really defensively and stay back, you could put an ACOG sight on it, put the grip, and it will basically be a sniper. I mean, it will take a few shots to kill, but it will be that accurate. And the last thing I want to say is that because of the average fire rate, you don't empty a mag like really quick, so you can kill 2 to 3 people with a mag, and it's actually, especially with the suppressor, it's a very good gun for like pre-firing round corners, because other than the, well, like, rather than the M27, no, that's this gun, rather than the Type 25, which was last week, which fires bullets like really quick, and if you started pre-firing you'd only have like half a mag left when you actually see the enemy. With the M27 you'll only have fired like 5 or 6 shots by then, and it can get you the advantage. So if you are using the suppressor and you know somebody is somewhere, then I would advise pre-firing, because you're gonna have enough ammo to kill him if you're accurate, and you'll be absolutely fine. So it's a very nice weapon, the M27. Nothing amazing about any aspects of it other than the accuracy. And if you are doing badly and you have like just got the game, and you want a decent gun that is going to be really like, it will perform every single time. It's never gonna like one kill have no recoil, the next kill have masses, and you want to be able to kill people at every range, pretty general, like pretty standardly, all the time, then this is going to be the gun for you to just get you into the game, and then you can start branching off to other ones with kind of more specific advantages and disadvantages. If you enjoyed this or it helped you, then please leave a like. Next week will be the MAA1, and down below in the comments suggest what you want me to cover the week after. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.